Hey everyone, we're here on Cyrene, and it's after the Halloween Mayhem event has finished wrapping up. We did the last couple of instances from Cyrene. We found out about the codex that you can't claim the reward, so we'll have to go back to Calypso to claim that. But today, I thought we would do a little bit of these hazard mechs. I was told that they have a chance of dropping the upgrade component to the second stage of the plates for the Cyrene Imperium officer plates. And so I thought we would try and test that, see if we get one to drop. It's super rare, so good chance we don't. But the other option for us is we're gonna have to go take on the Screel, which are high electric damage and hit really hard. And so someone said they got one off the level 15 mechs, so I'm hoping that we can as well, because they're definitely going to be a lot easier to take down than the Screel will be for us. We'll have to buy some special plates and stuff like that. And I think we're just going to go straight into the good armor, so I don't have to stop and heal. And we grab this collecting data. It's right at the Carnaps Landing teleport. There's a person with a repeatable quest. If you're going to come out and kill mechs, you may as well grab that anyway. It's an extra ped at the end of the day, because the plate's one ped. As a There we go, right there it is. That's the Renegade adjusted component. So they for sure do drop these. That's our first one for our plates. We'll actually have to get 5 more badges, I think, to do the quest. But that's super epic right there. We'd done like 3, 4 hunts out here, hadn't seen anything. I was starting to wonder if maybe that person was mistaken on what level dropped these. But absolutely, the level 15 ones do have at least a chance of dropping that component for us, which we've seen now. I like that these mechs are pretty slow, just so we get a bunch of shots in before they get to us. Man, this is really exciting. We'll be able to do our first, I think it's adjusted next. Yeah, as there's someone hit me up to see if I'm willing to sell it. And so I just let him know that I think we're going to hang on to it, because obviously we want those plates. But it's a rare drop. It's worth a pretty penny. Let's see what the markup is. They sell out of the marketplace, I think. So 550 pet a piece is what they're going for right now. Oh, he's saying that it's 800 badges. Mm. So I'm just gonna let him know that I thought it was 600. Maybe we should sell it. It's 550 ped. If we don't have it, that's gonna take a long time to get 200 badges. Although we could just stockpile it. Oh yeah, so it is 600. And so yeah, it is 600. That's good. So we're about there. So that made this hunt super epic. So mostly we should just be getting shrapnel, I think, outside of that component and all these diluted extractors we got, and they have really good markup. They're using a bunch of the textures um, on the planet. And it looks like we're about a fifth or 20-25% through that daily. And so that daily, the collecting data that says the fill the bar, eliminate hazard zone mechs, gives an imperium plating, which is the base plating for the upgrade quest. So if you sold, did the quest here and sold them or whatever, lost them, however that may have turned out where you don't have them anymore, you can come and do the mechs once a day to get one plate. So I mean, it'd take you a week to replace all seven, but it's still not too horrible, honestly. And like I said, it's a nice little one pad payout on the back end after doing a little bit of a hunt on these guys. And we're getting about 0.7-ish, 0.6, 0.7% per kill on Codex. So that's still going pretty quickly. 130, 140 kills will get us a rank or so. I'm really excited. I think we have most of the other stuff to do that first turn in too. We'll just have to do the 5 badges. So we'll do a round of dailies at some point. but we'll probably end up doing that when we return to Cyrene. I was kind of planning on heading out to Rocktopia and doing some Calypso codexes, and showcasing kind of the west side of Rocktopia a little bit, and then do some like zombies or something. I'm still trying to work through some of the quests on there since they still, as far as I know, have not codexed yet. But there's a zombie like mission line. It helps me get my mutant looting up a little bit, and it works into the National Guard chain. And then one day I'd like to do the prison line on there, but it's really long and involved. A bunch of kill 5,000 this, kill 5,000 that. And anytime you leave, you have to do a like a it's a snitch mission where they're like, we think you're a snitch. You have to do this before you can continue on the line. And so that'll be an incredibly long and involved mission chain for us to knock out. It looks super neat though, so I'm kind of excited about it. But I definitely have to. That'll be something that we commit to for a few months, I think. And these mechs are animals, so our animal looter is what's helping us out here. If they're robots, I don't think we would be doing quite so well. In fact, I know we would not be, since our animal looter is our top looting profession. And so we're going to get the best returns when we hunt animals, assuming we were using the appropriate gear and whatnot. There's some caveats to that, obviously. It has to be something that drops something that's worth something. I mean, the returns we're going to get is still going to be percentage-wise lower on anything that's not an animal. Just because there's a multi-level difference, like 10 levels, I think. I think I'm like a level 30 mutant, level 40 animal almost. Let's take a look. I don't want to misspeak. 41, yeah. And so those extra 10 levels gives us an extra fraction of a percent in returns. But over the long haul, obviously that adds up. Plus, at some point, the composition of the loot you do get seems to shift. I'm not exactly sure where that is, like skill wise, or if it's dependent on the animal you're like fighting. But I do know that when my skinning spiked up over, I want to say it was over 3,000. But I jumped. It was a noticeable chip because I chipped in a small, like a 10 ped skinning chip, and it went from mostly shrapnel, like 2/3, I think I was getting before, and it dropped immediately down to about 45-50%. And so the composition does shift as you gain skills. I'm just not 100% sure which skills, or if it's just the profession as a whole, or if it's a specific skill. Like I said, we chipped in the skinning, so it could have been the skinning skill, or it could just be that you're now above a certain level as a animal looter, and that triggered the shift. It's hard to tease those apart. I wonder if this is taxed yet for the event. Nope. So on like Saturdays when they do an event, sometimes they'll put a tax on the land, but other than that, they keep it down at 0, which is kind of nice. I wish there was something nice I could make with these focus lenses. We kind of seem to get a fair amount here. I know the last time we were here, we were only getting shrapnel, so we're getting a couple of different drops. The focus lens, the diluted mineral extractor, which I kind of wish we would get a bunch of those. They have really good markup. And it'd be nice to kind of run some of those texture blueprints and see what they look like, see what they pop. Yeah, I'm really glad we don't have to take on those Skrill. I was not looking forward to that. It was going to be a pretty hefty investment in some plates that were going to work because I was pretty sure we were going to have to buy some at least electric 50s. I think those mobs hit for like 200 damage, and it's probably a good portion electric. I haven't seen a breakdown, and no one was able to really say. But we know it's not 100% electric. I think there's three types: electric, probably impact, and stab maybe. But again, I don't really have a clue, and I don't really remember what the wiki said. The one wiki indicated it wasn't all electric, and then the Siren Secrets one indicated it was three damage types: impact and electric, and one other, and I forget what the third type was. I must say all that tree harvesting paid off. Those side skills being boosted up, I think is kind of maybe what's shifting our loot a little bit. I'm gonna attribute it to it, even if it's not true. These aren't looting horrible today on the shrapnel either. I've seen two or three good hits. I mean, obviously we got that a component, and so that makes loot could be horrible, and this would be an epic hunt still. Like we saw when we pulled up the markup, that's 500, 550 ped, um, which is going to cover most of your losses, unless you're out here hunting for I don't know a day, half a day. Nice, about 80% done with that quest. And no, I don't think we're going to get another one of those to drop today. We're just going to keep working through some codex. We like the codex anyway, and it's such a rare drop that we're likely going to have to work through the entire 25 ranks just to get anywhere close to the amount of those components we're going to need. Yeah, so we have one now, and we need 7 total. In fact, we haven't even finished the 7 of the base plate, that Imperium Officer plate. We're still missing like 3 tail tips. We're going to have to do like go on a pretty big Panalleon hunt because I've done a couple rounds of the daily at 200 kills apiece and haven't got a single one to drop. And so I haven't seen a tail tip in about 800 kills or so. And so our options will be to go on a pretty big hunt probably, which we should probably do at some point anyway. We have a couple quests for like some old alpha Panalleons, which will be a pretty significant hunt. We got to kill like 8 or 10 of them. Um, and it might be worth it to just hunt some olds for a little while, see if we can't pop a pristine. Because it'd be nice to get the armor from here too. It's really nice armor, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We might have better luck just doing all the Mayhem events and getting Mayhem armor. The good news is we know that component's rare enough that when you do get it, it triggers a global for you. It's not really a global, it's just a rare find. So the good news is actually that we got our first component in less than 6 hours of total hunting on these. We just periodically come around, do like a 30, 45 minute hour hunt on these every little bit while we're on Cyrene or, well, you know, periodically we just like, let's go kill some mechs today. Um, but I think we've only done that like 4 or 5 times now. I would suspect this is our 5th hunt on them or 4th. Uh, now that I kind of think about it a little more. And so the total number we've killed is pretty low. And so that part's exciting. That it wasn't 10,000 kills for our first component. Now, I'm not saying that that trend will continue. I mean, we could go a very long stretch before the next one, or between the second and the third one, or something like that. Um, it's just nice that it wasn't a crazy amount, just to barely get the first one. Oh, there we go. There's that Imperium plating. That free ped I was talking about. 1 ped, just for out here doing some mech hunting. Not much, but it's a nice little bonus. Since we were going to be out here anyway, it's kind of just like a little extra whipped cream on the top of the pie. Yeah, super shallow drop list. We've got 5 different items total off these guys, and one of them's that super rare component. So it's really kind of just like, I mean, obviously the components on the drop list, but it's not something you're going to see in rotation very often. And so we're basically just picking up 4 different types of items, which is the shrapnel, which we'll cycle through for extra ammo to keep going. Um, those extractors, which we'll collect and hopefully do a run on something or sell a stack since they have a really high markup. But stuff like that doesn't tend to sell in small lots, and so you have to collect it for a while. And the component, I don't know what those are used for, honestly. Um, most of the time, we end up just having to trade terminal them. I, I could maybe keep them and try and stack them as well, but I kind of use that sort of stuff to cycle out to buy the weapons, and then we just deposit for the ammo packs that we use. I'm really kind of looking forward to increasing our DPS a little bit too. Right now, I think I couldn't find a 35 in the marketplace on Cyrene, so we're using the LR30. But the 40 is actually too powerful for us still. We're not skilled enough for it. We're lacking in the damage profession a significant amount, like over 2 levels still. And so we're just going to try and grind out a little bit of skills, get that bumped up a little bit. And that'll make this go maybe a little faster later on down the line. All right, we're slowly making progress on the codex. Again, I bet the reward's reasonable. Let's take a gander. We'll say that's only a full ped, 1.17 ped. That's pretty reasonable for a skill payout. What I really need to do is start buying amps to use, but all the Armatrex amps and stuff are pretty high markup, And so it's hard to think that you're going to get your money's worth out of them. Yeah, occasionally they'll wander up on the hill, but for the most part, this is kind of a little bit of kind of a safe spot that you can just kind of hang up here and pull them up. I said occasionally you'll get one that wanders up, but if you spot him wandering up, you can actually just back up to the point where I think you won't get a double as long as you're paying attention. Whoa, I do not want to take on the young flesh ripper. That's not what we're killing today. Level 44, I think that thing would shred us. Yep, that's the damage laser is the one that we need to get to level 45 before you can use the level 40. It's basically the level of the gun plus 5, is my understanding, in order to max it out and get the full potential. The other reason to be partially down the hill is so you don't have to run when it goes to auto target the next one. Um, and just so it's faster. That way you're consistently doing damage the entire time. It's not like some of the things where you have to run in there, pull attack, pull it back, so the rest don't aggro you, gun it down, heal, go in and do the next. Which is what I would be doing if we didn't have this fancy armor. If we were rocking the pixie armor, we would be killing one, healing, or two, and then healing, and then killing the next one or two, and then healing. Because these do hit pretty hard when they hit. Oh, and this spot is literally just kind of northwest from the teleporter. It's easy to spot because of the little pillar thing there. That's how I remember where to land to take these guys on. Man, I just love how those skills just roll in. And part of that's because we're using laser sights and whatnot. Um, it really helps with the skill gain. Um, the laser sight and the scope. We're just gonna keep dropping them down. Grab up this codex. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a real global too. But they can save that for another day for us. We've done really well today. We haven't got any globals, but we've got a bunch of like little mini hits. 5 pad shrapnel, 10 pad shrapnel, etc. Probably about 15 more kills or so, I would say, on this codex, give or take. All right, we are in the home stretch. I kind of like to call the home stretch on the Codex the last 10% or so. It usually goes fairly quick, but it does seem to drag out a little bit, right? Because it's right at the end. Ooh, skill boost. What do we get? 36% for 5 minutes. That's pretty reasonable. A nice boost on top of the 50% skill pill we used that we get out of those ammo refill packs or starter refill packs. And you can tell these are animals because we got skinning there. And so if you read the wiki or the codex on them, I'll pull it up. Um, they're humans. Like the inside is a human, and then it's kind of a mech melded onto the outside. But I guess kind of makes it like a cyborg. And it'd just be a mech if the human climbed into it, but since the mech is fused to the human, I'm not sure where the distinction is exactly. All right, it'll be this one, or the next one will give us that codex. Oh, it was that one. Let's claim a reward here. What do we got? Oh, I like perception, I think. Yep. Although I think that melee combat one is a hit point skill. All right, I think that's going to be our last mech here for today. I hope that everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.